right now, right here in Harlem. But we have a very special guest on a very tight schedule, and we want to bring him up because in the entire country, in this whole country today, we can say that Juneteenth is a national holiday in the United States of America. And the man who made sure that the United States Senate passed that bill and would not let it wait is our Senator, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Thank you, Mayor de Blasio. Happy Juneteenth. This is long overdue. We all know that slavery officially ended in 1865, but we also all know that in many ways, slavery is still with us. And we have to fight it every day. Every day. And let me just say this. They tried, some of those nasty Republicans, to not let the bill go through the Senate. But I made sure it did. It is now law. It is long overdue. And we will remember the scar, the original and long-lasting scar in America, slavery and racism, and we will fight it every single day. Thank you, God bless you, and happy Juneteenth, everybody.
The guy in Washington actually got something done.
Ladies and gentlemen, to open our program, please welcome from Astoria, Queens, performing their dance from the Step It Up 2021 semifinals, Secret Society Dance Company. Please, let me have a round of applause.
We interrupt our program at the request of the White House.
This is a coordinated activity happening across this nation, and so we are in a state of emergency.
Brothers and sisters, I want to welcome you back to life, back to the one that can make your next chapter your best chapter. Hallelujah.
Sleep now under my skin. Make sure you try to conjure the wind and ease my mind.
I get down on the dance floor. Watch this.
This should be played at high volume.
You know what I do, if you can do it too. It's just something that makes me more attracted to you. Wanna see you breaking down for me.
Just dance, my enemy, pray on me. So pray for me. Tick, wait on it. Keep it down, my body. I'm finessing like a trap bound. Never.
You heard that?
Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all.
Give it up to them. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, singing their rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing, please welcome the Brooklyn High School of the Arts.
Lift every voice and sing
Till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died. Yet with the steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that the tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past. Till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our wearies,
the Brooklyn High School of the Arts. And to deliver our invocation, please welcome Assistant Pastor, Young Adult Leader of the Winners Assembly, New York Pastor Emmanuel Hunter.
Happy Juneteenth for all of them. Can we make some noise right here in the park for freedom? Let freedom ring. We're getting ready to pray and get ready to go into the furtherance of our celebration today. But I come from a place of great praise. I'm taught that prayer and praise go together. So can we do that in the park? Your praise to God, where 2 or 3 are gathered in his name, the name of freedom, the name of justice, the name of righteousness. Come on, can we raise it up in the park? Come on, Harlem. Come on, Harlem. So with that, God, we thank you for this day. We thank you, oh God, for life. We thank you for health and strength. We thank you, oh God, for 156 years of freedom. Thank you, oh God, for being able to celebrate what we already know, that we are free and you have made us free indeed. So God, we thank you. God, we thank you that we have air to breathe. We thank you, oh God, that we can see this day and see change. We're asking, oh God, that you heal the land. We ask, oh God, that you allow love to permeate through us. We ask, oh God, that you heal even from grief, from COVID-19. We are suffering and we have been through, but God, you have seen us through. We thank you for seeing us through. We thank you, oh God, that we see hope on the other side. And so, God, even in this park, we just want to say thank you. We just want to say thank you for bringing us through, oh God. Mend our hearts. Give us strategy, oh God. Be the omniscient God and bring the plan into the city so that we can have communication and so that we can have justice and so that we can understand and love one another. Teach us to love ourselves so that we can love our neighbors, oh God. Teach us, oh God, how to love ourselves so that we can have clear communication with people that are not our neighbors, that people that don't understand us, that people that don't think like us, but that we can reason together. Stop the violence, oh God. Stop the wars, oh God. And oh God, bring clarity, bring peace, oh God. Oh God, bring justice, oh God. We're asking, oh God, for the people's faith that may have been failing because of things they've experienced, oh God. We lift them up right now and allow us, oh God, for the continuance of this celebration to lift you up in praise, to lift you up in freedom, to lift you up in love. We thank you in your name, the name that is above all names, our God, whoever he is to you. We thank God, and in your name we pray. Amen.
Now, please welcome to the stage First Lady Shirlane McCray.
You got good, baby. You do it naturally. That's lovely. Thank you for that beautiful invocation, Emmanuel Hunter, Reverend Hunter. Happy Juneteenth, everybody! Woo! I'm so happy to be celebrating in Harlem, Langston Hughes, Harlem, Melting Pot, Harlem, Harlem of honey and chocolate and caramel and rum and vinegar and lemon and lime and gall. Zora Neale Hurston's honey. Sonia Sanchez's honey. Harlem. Our Harlem. Who's Harlem? Our Harlem. Who's Harlem? Our Harlem. I want to thank you. I want to say thank you to Street Corner Resources, to Brooklyn School of the Arts, to the Secret Society Dance Company, Marching Cobras, to everyone who put this event together and all our Juneteenth celebrations citywide. Can we give them a hand, please? Yeah. I especially want to thank Apple Music and DJ Tommy Lee for emceeing, for pouring those incredible sounds in the air and energizing us all with the music. Please give them a hand, too. All right, now today is a day to celebrate the strength of our ancestors. Remembering what they went through helps us to put our own lives in perspective. No matter how difficult it was for them, they looked for joy. They made room for joy whenever they were able to, which helped them to go on living. Today is also a day to think about what it means to be free. Yes, it takes laws, but the lesson of Juneteenth is that it takes a whole lot more than laws to set people free, right? It takes many people working together to get the word out, to make sure that those laws are enforced, to make sure that community accepts those laws. And so Juneteenth is really about all of us, black, brown, white, Asian, every kind of New Yorker, working for the kind of city we have to build, where there is justice and fairness and everyone has opportunity. If we are going to build that city, we have to look history in the eye. We have to understand where we came from, why, and how we survived. So that's why I have a request for every single one of you here tonight. Are you ready? Yeah. I said, are you ready? Yeah. When you go home tonight, or maybe tomorrow, I want you to learn something new about your own family history. I want you to talk to your parents, your grandparents, or your uncles, or your cousins. Ask them questions. Listen to their stories. Record them or write them down. Can you do that? I said, can you do that? All right. Black history is American history. Can you say that? Black history is American history. These stories that you're going to write down are our stories, our history. These stories stay alive and get passed down only if we keep them alive. Who's got to keep them alive? We. That's right. Now, I have the great pleasure of introducing a young person who will delight you with her word craft, with her testimonies, with her stories that bridge the past to the present. She's a born and bred New Yorker, poet, storyteller from Brooklyn, and she is now a student at Sarah Lawrence. And we are the lucky ones to have her with us tonight. So please welcome Maya Prescott.
Hi, everyone. It is an honor to be among you today. Okay. The title of this poem is Brown Girl Discovering Freedom. I say freedom, and I trust my feet, knowing they surely gonna carry me into new galaxies, new hemispheres, new realms. I'ma exist wholeheartedly and unapologetically, find a seat at the table my woman built, and smile, 'cause there is a battalion of black women at my command should you deny me my birthright. My homegirl Nina says it's a new dawn, a new day, so I'ma show up in this world as I am, without guilt, without second guessing, 'cause this is a brown body on the verge of womanhood, and she finally learning what freedom means. And I say freedom, the voices of black women past, kindred spirits, guiding me in affirmation that I am not and never will be alone. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I mean America, I am reminded freedom be a force to be reckoned with. And what better force than the OG, the one who pushed me out, turned chaos into peace, simply by breathing. I am reminded of my mother, daughter of Trinidad and Tobago, liberated West Indian woman, I love to hear her speak, because when she do, she unleash hurricanes and ancient winds, mantles of softness, breath of water. When she say no, she say no. Ain't no explanation needed. She is a woman of smoke and fire, and to come from such a woman, well then I too am a woman liberated, educated on the language of freedom, because she taught it to me. And I shall teach it to my daughters, and my daughters shall teach it to their daughters, for I am all the textbook they need, because freedom exists wherever I am. And I am the love child of Trinidad and America, caught at the crossroads, first generation, forging a dream never dreamt. I am a holy song of salvation, humming my own destiny into existence. I'm gonna make a career out of these words. And just to be clear, that wasn't a dream, that was fact. Freedom is in my name, in my bones, in this music-loving body of mine. I don't know about y'all, but I like to move to the beat of an island drum, to the vibrations of La Negra Tiene Tumbao. Celia told me the black woman walks with grace. Ain't no shackles on these feet. I came out the womb dancing. I shall go to my grave dancing. 'Cause I say freedom exists wherever I am. In this divine tongue of mine that knows no filter, forever shall I preach about the black maternal crisis, how it's still a life for a life, 'cause y'all still can't figure out how to save both mom and baby. And yes, this poem is still going, 'cause when I speak, y'all gonna get Hurricane and my mother Martha, my grandmother and a prayer warrior, prophecy and my auntie Yvette, and I prophesy that there is a glorious future for me, where I'm paid what I'm worth times 10, one where I'm surrounded by armies of multi-generational artists seeking justice, living their own truths freely. But I want to make one thing clear. Serafina was wrong. Freedom ain't coming tomorrow. There is breath leaving and entering my body. This configuration of skin, bone, and flesh is still moving. I am alive right now, and I say freedom exists wherever I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our mayor, Mayor Bill de Blasio.
And wasn't she amazing? That is a poet. That is someone who speaks truth. God bless her. God bless her. Now, everybody, there's a song some of you may know. Maybe you got to be a little older to know it, but remember the song, You Are So Beautiful to Me? Remember that? I wish everyone up on the hill here could see everyone up on the hill here, because it is a beautiful picture of Harlem and New York City and this beautiful moment in history. God bless you all. I want to do some quick thank yous so that we could be here today. First of all, you must always thank the DJ. DJ Tommy Lee, thank you. We are joined by wonderful dignitaries. I'll just say to everyone who serves us in public service, thank you, but a special shout out to the first woman, black woman district attorney in New York State, Darcel Clark of the Bronx. Thank you. We also have here some of the members of something absolutely powerful. In this city, unlike any place else in America, we have said we will identify structural racism, institutional racism, name it, and eradicate it. We have a racial justice commission to do that work and change this city. Let's thank the members of the Racial Justice Commission who are here with us today. The James Baldwin lawn is a perfect place to talk about the power of Juneteenth, because James Baldwin's voice rang out, asking us not to look away from painful truths. He identified them for us so we could do something about it. We could act on them. We did not have to accept them. And in that spirit today, we talk about change. Juneteenth is not just a wistful memory. Juneteenth is not just an excuse for a barbecue or a civic gathering. Juneteenth is a moment to recommit ourselves to change, to action, to not accepting a status quo that we all know is still broken. And so we announced yesterday in this city 3 things in the spirit of Juneteenth to make sure it was more than just moments of appreciation or gatherings or events, but action first. At our New York City historically black college, Medgar Evers College, we are starting Recovery Corps. We are paying young students at Medgar Evers to help bring our city back, to be part of the change and the comeback of New York City. Second, if we want to change things, we have to help those who wish to get a college education to actually be able to afford a college education. So for thousands of our CUNY students, the City of New York will now provide for young African American students our future 4-year scholarships for CUNY. And finally, and this is about the essence of things, generational wealth. We know the painful truth. White families in America are 10 times more endowed with generational wealth than black families, but guess what? The black families created so much of that wealth but never got to share in it. And so if we're going to address generational wealth, we need to do something for our children. We need to start from their earliest years, savings accounts, and we need to keep contributing more and more and more, so by the time they're ready for college, the money is there for them. So starting in September, every kindergarten student in the New York City public schools will have a savings account begun for them by the City of New York to help them on their pathway to college and building generational wealth for this community. That is how we celebrate Juneteenth, brothers and sisters. Now, this is how we do it. That'd be a good lyric. Okay. I'm going to write a song with that in it. All right, now, we also take the occasion of Juneteenth to thank those who are doing the right thing. And one thing I always appreciate, when someone is an artist or an actor or a performer and they become famous, they have a choice. They could go off into that life of fame and fortune and celebrity and the elite, or they could stay connected to the people. I want to honor someone who remembers where she came from and cares about doing something for the community. She is an actor, she is a singer, she is a songwriter. She's born in New Jersey, but no one is perfect. But she got better. She now calls Brooklyn home. She won 2 NAACP Image Awards for playing the character of Tasha St. Patrick in the Starz drama Power. She was on Broadway for 3 years in Hairspray, and no matter how busy she is, she always gives back. And I want you to hear this. Her foundation, Naturi's Dreamers Foundation, fed over 10,000 families in New York and New Jersey during this pandemic. And she wants to create generational wealth, so she's teaching financial literacy to young people so they can be ready to create and keep that generational wealth. I'm not going to call her up till the sirens are gone, because we're New Yorkers, we know how to work around that. But I have a proclamation coming. Thank you very much. It has magically appeared in my hand. It's my pleasure to call to the stage a great actor and a great humanitarian and now a great New Yorker, Naturi Naughton. Naturi, I want you, if you would hold up that proclamation for the world to see. It says lots of nice things about you, all deserved, but I'm just going to read the famous last line, of course. The last line, which I particularly like because it's about you, says, "Now I, Bill de Blasio, Mayor of the City of New York, do hereby proclaim Friday, June 18th, 2021 in the City of New York as Naturi Naughton Day in the City of New York." Congratulations, you got your own day named after you.
Oh my gosh, wow, thank you so much. This is such a huge honor. Thank you, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Thank you, everyone, for having me. What's up, New York? How y'all feeling? We out here. We in Harlem, okay? Well, they said I could prepare something, and I was thinking last night, like, what do I say? I mean, what a huge honor. Today is Naturi Naughton Day. Like, what? Okay. So I am just a girl from East Orange, New Jersey. I know y'all trying to shade Jersey, but it's okay. I forgive you, Mayor. But I thought about, what am I going to say? I laid in bed last night and I thought, this is such a huge honor. How do I even, measure up to this moment? And I thought about Juneteenth and having this honor be on such an amazing day. I kept thinking about the power of the choice. And it's funny that the mayor was just speaking about making a choice to not forget where you came from. That is who I am, and that's what I'm all about. So I'm going to tell you guys a little something. Bear with me. Sometimes I pinch myself and I think, how did I get here? Right? I'm, like I said, just a young black girl from Jersey who grew up in the inner city. And I think, how did I get here? Juneteenth is that reminder for me, and it is that reminder for all of us. America should be asking, how did we get here? My ancestors are whispering in the background, saying on our backs, let's not forget how this country got here. And I think about my vow as an actress, as an entertainer. I am more than that. I am a living example of my ancestors' wildest dreams. I am the example of hope, endurance, inspiration, a girl who rarely takes no for an answer, and those who know me know how I get down. So I want you guys to know that my spirit is really in this, and even through COVID, we are a strong people. New York City, we did it. We are here. We are survivors, and that means so much to me. I'm going to give you guys a little history about where I come from and why Juneteenth is so important. I have a little girl, a daughter, named Zuri, a 4-year-old daughter who runs my life. But I was thinking about how she will get to grow up in a world that celebrates a part of history that I didn't. Juneteenth wasn't in the history books for me. It wasn't in my classrooms, or my teachers didn't say anything, or when I was working, I didn't get the day off. So, whoop, federal holiday. Thank you, President Biden. But it's more than that, right? It's more than that. It's a chance to feel seen. My little girl, who's almost 4 years old, will now recognize that her history is America's history. And she will be seen and celebrated as a little black girl. And that means so much to me. But today we've written a new future by remembering our history. Watching the bill, the Juneteenth bill, is now our new future. We have really forged a way. So as I said, the history for me starts with my parents. I'm so grateful to Ezra and Brenda Naughton, my parents from Jersey. But originally, my father is a West Indian man from St. Croix. My mother comes from, shout out to my Crucian folks, and my mother came from Raleigh, North Carolina. When I think about where I came from and how I got here, I start to ask myself the same question, like, where did it begin? And I want you guys to ask yourselves the same question. Maybe for me, it started with my grandfather, Harold Couch, who took the leap of faith with my grandmother, Cora, to literally come from North Carolina, make the migration up north, buy a home in the 1950s in New Jersey, which was not easy, on top of opening the first black-owned tailor shop in Newark, New Jersey. So it's a big deal. And then I start to think, well, maybe it was my West Indian grandfather who had educated himself all the way to the doctorate level and became a professor at Howard University. Yes, HU? Okay, y'all in here today. I see you. And that was my grandfather before I was even thought of or born. in a country where higher education was often reserved for the elite white. Or maybe I thought, maybe I got here because it was my grandmother, Maria Naughton, from St. Croix, who came from the tiny island and to the mean streets of Brooklyn, New York, to become a registered nurse, and she worked for 40 years at Kings County Hospital, saving lives. And when I think of all you healthcare workers on the front lines, thank God for you. That was my grandmother many, many years ago. She did all this with 2 children on her own. And the one thing that they have in common is that they all made a choice to have hope, a choice to be joyful, to choose family, to choose legacy, and a choice to never forget where you come from. So that is how I got here today. To all you New Yorkers, all my people, standing up on this stage, receiving this amazing award, oh my goodness, I'm still pinching myself. But I didn't get here alone. So I encourage all of you to never forget. Remind yourself of Juneteenth every single day. And remember that this celebration only scratches the surface. You know, we're not just saying Juneteenth is the end-all be-all. This is the beginning. So this monumental occasion, I implore you to never forget. Juneteenth is the beginning. We are the middle. Our children are the future. And it goes on and on and on. There is no end. God bless you all. Thank you so much for this amazing honor. I will never forget. I will do my part. And as a semi-New Yorker, you know, I'm here and I'm going to represent hard. Thank you so much for having me.
From right here in Harlem, please welcome CEO and founder of Street Corner Resources, Aisha Sekou.
It's Juneteenth. Peace and blessings, family. Harlem is feeling good today. Am I right? Somebody say Harlem. Harlem is feeling good today. Right, so peace and blessings. I am honored, more than honored, to be able to speak today in regards to Juneteenth. But I have to first say, you know, I had to pull my young people, and I always bring them on stage. I bring them on stage because anything that's happening with us will be continued by them. That's our future. So we don't want this moment of Juneteenth to just be this, right? So that's why you see them stand there. The other reason is I had to tell them, I said, today, the man who made it possible for you to have a paycheck, because they get paid, is sitting on the stage. So we got to show up and show out. So we're grateful, Mayor de Blasio, especially through the pandemic, we were able to get masks and gloves and deliver and to the community. And these are just some of the young people who helped to make that delivery to decrease the COVID numbers. So give them some love because they were out here when not many were. And thank you again, Mayor de Blasio, for affording the opportunity for funding for young people to work. So we have to honor that. So when I think about Juneteenth, every hot day that I have to do anything outside, I'll say this. I think about what it must have been like to be a slave. And I probably would not have been a good one. Because the moment it get too hot, I'm ready to go in. But in all honesty, for anybody to hold a group of people captive every day of their life and abuse them day after day after day, babies torn, we gotta tell the story for real. We ain't sugarcoating today. Babies torn out of women's stomachs. See, that's what slavery was. Thrown into the fire while the husband watched. Women raped while the husband watched. Yeah, Juneteenth. That was the ending. But we have to remember the story, the content. the way we got to Juneteenth. We didn't get to Juneteenth because we wanted to be here. There's really no slaves. We were made to be slaves. We came from Africa as kings and queens, and we have to honor our Africanism. And don't let other people think that there's something wrong with it. There is nothing wrong with it. There is everything powerful in it. Just look around. Look at the beauty that is around you. You see the outfit I got on today. Look at Brother Kanati in his outfit. Look at Senator Brian Benjamin and all of the other black African Americans that stood on the shoulders of the Africans that were born and brought here. So Juneteenth is not the beginning. It's not the beginning. That slavery took a toll on us, and a lot of what we see is the residual effects of slavery. The residual effects of slavery. And so we have to have that notated somewhere. And then for us to be dealt with in a certain way, because we know that a lot came out of that. Because we're seeing the residual effects when we see police brutality. Seeing us as less than. We're not going to do that anymore. So I am grateful to a mayor and to a city of people who stood up and said we're not going to have that kind of brutality happen, but we know that it happens because we were thought of as less than. Somebody say we're more than. Now say it like you mean it. We're more than. Right, so this celebration of Juneteenth is really a birth for us to begin. If you haven't been celebrating who you are, somebody up here had said earlier, talk to your family. I think it was you, Shirlene, that said talk to your family. Honor your grandmother, whether she's the one that bore your mother or not. If she's the one that sit on the stoop, honor her, talk to her, hear the history. What came before you? And if there's somebody before her, what came before her? And begin to hear who you are. So they say, Aisha, I know I got time, but I gotta say something about gun violence and this violence and its relationship to who we are, because when we gather beautifully like this, right, we should never have to worry about what happened, I think it was the Bronx. Shooting at somebody with 2 kids. So when we think about Juneteenth and we think about how we're going to create and recreate community where you live, so when you leave here, you go back and do something different. No standing by as an apathetic bystander. You see Bubba and Day Day and them, have a conversation with them. Have an expectation of a better community. And don't allow the things that lead to violence to happen in your neighborhood. So I'm going to just challenge you. I heard the challenges today, and then I'm going to stop. I love you. Thank you. And you were on the corners with us. Thank you, Daryl. You too. And Mayor de Blasio was on the corner with us a number of times. But what I want you to do is get into your building, on your stoop, in your church, in your fraternity, your sorority. This ain't about looking cute. Get in the park. Talk to some of these weak and empty spirits. Look in their eyes. You will see them lifeless. Bring life back to them. See how you can help. Use the resources of our great city, even the mental health. And we're here. Street Corner Resources is here to help. You can call us. I'm thankful and grateful for the mayor's office, because anything I need, anything, we've been able to garner that, and I'm grateful. So let us use what we have to help create our community better. I want to thank each and every one of you. Your challenge is to go out and create things different right where you are, even if it's your own household. Celebrate Juneteenth, but celebrate who you are and the change. Peace and blessings, family. Street Corner Resources, the Speak Peace Forward team, and we're very proud to be in Harlem. Somebody say Harlem! Harlem! Harlem!
Everybody, the young people at Street Corner Resources, go out, talk to people, move people, change people, stop violence. Let's help, and let's thank these young people for all they do. A very bright future when you look at these young people. Everyone, I also want to say, before we get into a little celebration, Aisha Sekou said something very powerful about the trauma that this nation has left so many people with. It is work we will be doing for a long time to undo that trauma. But one thing I want to honor our First Lady for is that she has done the work to address the mental health crisis that pervades this city. And I want to thank her for helping to destigmatize mental health illness in this city and show people there is a way forward. So if anybody in your life is feeling that trauma, if anybody in your life needs help, 24 hours a day, you can call 888-NYC-WELL. 24 hours a day in multiple languages for free. Anyone who needs a trained counselor to help them is there for them. Say it with me, 888-NYC-WELL. 888-NYC-WELL. Louder, 888-NYC-WELL. We can help each other.
That's not loud enough. Come on, you can do better than that, please. 888-NYC-WELL. Very good.
Much better. Much better. That's a way to help everyone in your life, everybody. Let's thank our First Lady for making that happen for all of us. Now, I think after we've talked about such important matters, it's time for a little celebration. And we are blessed. We don't just have anybody here with us. We have Marching Cobras here with us. Marching Cobras, drumline, and dancers. Let's welcome them. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.